In this video, we'll look at a fun and inexpensive way to stay connected to the past or to learn firsthand what's happening in other parts of the world. Hi, and welcome to the Gadget Talk channel, where we do reviews and how-tos on a variety of cool electronic gadgets that catch my eye. As always, if you find this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Gadget Talk channel. I've done a couple of reviews of shortwave listening radios and antennas on this channel for those interested in that fun hobby. For many, tuning through the bands, trying to pick up signals from distant places, called DXing, is a big part of the fun. Others enjoy hearing about events in other countries, listening to music that's popular there, and getting a different perspective on current events other than the view from their home country. Still, others enjoy listening to radio stations from their home state or even home country to stay culturally connected with friends and family. If the content of the broadcast is more important to you than the fun of searching the airwaves, then internet radio is something you should explore. For many, the term internet radio brings to mind pirate stations or basement stations run by some computer geek or teenager. The fact is, however, that the internet is filled with digital stations from around the world, many of which are commercial stations live streaming their on-air broadcasts. There are a couple of streaming services called aggregators that index these stations and allow you to use your internet radio device or internet radio app on your smartphone to access and listen to these stations. A smartphone app will require data service, and a standalone device will need to connect to a Wi-Fi network, most likely the one at your home. What's really handy is that you can search by radio station call sign, geographic region, format, genre, and other handy categories. You can also access news from major content providers such as CNN, the BBC, or Fox News. Oh, and did I mention podcasts? Yep, you'll find those too. This means you'll have access to worldwide news and music, including niche genres that may not be available in your local radio market. Are you a fan of classical music or perhaps reggae? Not to worry. When you can choose from stations from around the world, you'll find lots of choices. If you've watched other videos on this channel, you already know one focus I have is being frugal. That means looking at good quality but generally inexpensive products. In some cases, it means doing things for free or using tools you probably already have. In this case, that means using your smartphone and either a headset or Bluetooth speaker. There are a handful of popular smartphone apps for internet radio. Each are available on your device's app store and are free if you can put up with the ads. Most have paid versions without ads for a small fee or subscription. 4 of the highest rated apps on Google Play Store now are TuneIn, myriad, RadioNet, and Simple Radio. Since they are all free, try as many as you want to find the one you like best. Let's take a look at the TuneIn app, as it's pretty similar to the other apps on the list. As you'll see, there are many ways to search for what you're looking for. I'll have the audio levels turned down to avoid any copyright issues with YouTube. So here's the TuneIn radio app on my smartphone, and before we get into that, you know that it's also available on your PC, so you can do many of the same things that we're doing here on your Windows PC and get it via the web and that kind of thing. But we're thinking about being kind of portable with this, so using it with my smartphone and a Bluetooth speaker is more to my liking, and that's what we'll describe to you here. And so you can see when we come up with the home page here, it gives us things to listen to, some suggestions based on what we've done before. Some of these things just came up the first time I opened it. Local, it knows where I am, so there's local radio stations listed here, plus the main big content providers, CNN, Fox News, CBS News, and so forth. So they're all available to you here just on your home page. If we move to local radio, we've discovered we have a lot of local stations that we can listen to, FM stations, many more than I was even aware of, having lived in this area for a long time. You know, there are just stations that end up getting tuned past, and so you can see that there are a lot of local radio stations. We can move into the sports category. We see that there's some things that are coming up that are being broadcast and are available. And then, of course, we've got some, we can make some choices here to explore by various sports, and they just slide over as you're used to doing with most smartphone apps. With the TuneIn, it also has access to the iHeartRadio universe of stations, and so having this available to you keeps you from having to open up the iHeartRadio app, but it has those same kind of things that you can do with local stations that are part of the iHeartRadio network. Continue to move over. We can change some of our basic topics. We've got music here, and so we can have today's hits, some summertime sounds that are available. And then here we've got genres that we can make choices: country, rock, jazz, classic hits. And just by clicking on any of these, we'll open up either stations that are tuned-in stations or regular streaming stations that are radio stations that stream and are captured by the aggregators there at the TuneIn. We can get out of this. We can see what's trending. So stations right now that are trending is CNN, the BBC, a couple of BBC stations, and then this is what I thought was really cool. We can go to by location, and here we have regions all around the world. So if you are perhaps an immigrant to this country and you wanted to listen to hometown radio from where you came from, this will be a great way to access that. Or if you're just a student and wanting to learn more about what's happening in a particular part of the world. So you just click on Europe. If we were interested in what was going on in Azerbaijan, we can click that, and then we can see that we have a bunch of radio stations that are being fed that focus on Azerbaijan. So if you're listening for that language, or if you're interested in that news, how Azerbaijanis are looking at the world, you're able to go there. Again, there are just lots of countries listed here. We've got, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Estonia, and so forth. We can also then go to the Australasia choice. We can open up there, and that's going to get us into that South Pacific area. American Samoa, Micronesia, Guam, all of these will have radio stations available here. Even on Christmas Island, there are 4 choices that you can listen to. So that's a very handy search function. And then if you want to listen by language, suppose your English is a second language and you want to stay connected to your primary language, you can just look it up here. Or if you're a student and you want to listen to native speakers in their native language, there are all kinds of languages that are being broadcast. So if you were taking French and you wanted to listen to French talk radio, You could get the French public radio, news, science, world talk, all kinds of different choices to feed that language bug if that happens to be what has bitten you. So that's a quick overview of the TuneIn app. The other apps that are available on Google Play and in the App Store are similar. They provide similar kinds of access to resources, and so making the internet radio a very handy way to listen to content from all over the world. There are also several manufacturers who make standalone internet radio devices. These range in price from about $60 to several $100s on Amazon. I'm currently a bit conflicted about whether to get one of these neat little devices. After all, the channel is called Gadget Talk, right? And these are cool gadgets. However, with most of the functionality already on my phone, well, you get the idea. For me, the jury is still out. There are also internet radio apps available for streaming devices such as the Roku or the Amazon Fire Stick. For example, the TuneIn app we just looked at is available for the Fire Stick, although it's missing some of the search options found on the smartphone app. So, there you have it. There are several free or inexpensive ways for you to access internet radio and enjoy the huge variety of audio program from around the world. Hey, if you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button below the video and subscribe to the Gadget Talk channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos, and enjoy your worldwide radio listening. Thanks for watching.